Greetings and welcome to the latest episode of Rice Crypto. And this is a channel collaboration with I Love Crypto, Crypto Blood. And we are live streaming on both of our YouTube channels. I believe Rumble. Well, I'm streaming on my Rumble. We're both streaming on our X accounts. We have links down below for each other's channels. Make sure you are subscribed. We're going to give everybody time to join us in today's conversation. I'm about to play something that CB has not heard. Shout out to my man Seth from My Is for creating this Rice TVX in the digital streets. This was created by AI. I've played it twice so far on the show. So other people have heard it, but it's in the style of Wu-Tang Clan. It's all done by AI. Seth from Mind Your Biz created it and gifted it to me and said, do with it what you will. And here we go. Rice TVX in the digital streets.
Rice TVX, the Mike's live wire. American Pitbull, real gold buyer. Sound money advocate, vice defender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice slaves wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he stores only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold.
What's found? See me, the sands, evergreen at the sound of the sound.
Constitution, deep dive, knowledge revival. Navigate the system, critical for survival. Rice engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educator on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice, the Pitbull, breaking the chain.
I'm gonna go to you. That methamphetamine.
In the arena where truths collide, Rice TVX, the certified guide. Silver and gold, land and rights. American Pitbull in the freedom fights. In a world of chaos, he's the calm in the storm. Teaching the masses, ready to inform. Keys to crypto, rights we cherish. His wisdom like paths that others perish. Guardian of wealth, from digital to ancient. His legacy crafted, fearless and patient.
About that, my man. Not a fan, are you?
No, this is concerning.
But that it sounds that good.
Yeah, this is concerning.
It sounds like a mix between RZA and Method Man, actually, which is crazy.
I didn't hear no Method Man.
I kind of did. I hear more RZA, obviously.
RZA, for sure RZA. But bro,
shout out to Seth from Mind Your Biz.
Come on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for rappers being in the unemployment line.
Musicians in general, my friend.
God, that was all AI, Rice. That was all AI.
Seth said he made a few, I guess, word adjustments, but other than that, yeah, it was all AI, the music and everything. So I'll get him on the show and we'll talk about it. He just gifted it to me late last week. So I'm going to go ahead and get the show started. And you guys take an opportunity. If you have not, smash that like button. And if you're watching over on the X side, whether on my side or the Blood side, be sure to repost this. Here we go. Got to get our disclaimer up here for a second. Oh, that was the wrong disclaimer. That was the wrong disclaimer. I always have to do that, though. It's just showing a little love. That's all it is.
What up, Ben?
We're going to get our advertisements out of the way. We have a promotion coming at you right here from the CB channel, and then we have some stuff coming up from Rice Crypto. Here we go.
This episode is brought to you by FairDesk, a crypto derivatives trading platform founded by 6 former Binance execs and 3 former Morgan Stanley architects. FairDesk is a company focused on building a platform that enables traders to profit from both rising and falling markets. Sign up today and CB will credit you up to $600 in trading funds. For more information, visit fairdesk.com, link in the description below.
Link in the description below. And you can also find information for Pre-Search, the sponsor of Rice Crypto, Rice TVX, in every video description. That is a decentralized search engine with AI that rewards. And check out Pre-GPT. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are live. I am joined by my brother from another mother, Mr. Crypto Blood. What's going on, my friend?
Back from the ATL, shouty.
I'm glad to see you back, man. Glad to see you back.
Tired, but I'm back.
I wish I had an opportunity, man, to go out to Atlantis. But hey, you know, we were speaking of the devil earlier, but shout out to Ken Bozak being in the house.
Sure were.
Mr.
Just talking
X,
about you, bro.
RPM 87. Yeah, I was like, why didn't somebody ask me to be a voice in some NFT?
Yeah, that's what he was saying, Ken. So I
Yeah,
said, I don't know.
I sent him a message.
Why didn't
shout out to you, Will.
Why didn't Seth write me a rap song? I mean, we got a lot of questions.
We got a lot of questions. We got questions from people who we thought are our friends.
Right? Like, come on, Seth. I'm the black man. You should have been writing me the rap song.
That's why I asked you before I had even played it. I asked you if you made you one because I
forgot
that
I don't listen to rap. My favorite genre is country, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I'm a country man.
You're a Jelly Roll fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you really?
No, don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Jelly Roll is?
No.
Interesting. You got to look up Jelly Roll. Look up the life of Jelly Roll. He's a really interesting character.
Shout out to everybody, man. I'm back, ladies and gents. I'm back.
We appreciate it.
It's been a while. Been on the road, guys. Been on the road.
So, a couple things before we get into. Let me stop this screen share that I had set up because I want to share something else. And I've got links down below for what I'm sharing on today's video. So if you guys aren't already following Crypto Blood over on the X Twitter side, make sure you're doing so. And I also have a link down below for his website at cryptoblood.io. If you guys are watching over on the Blood side, make sure you're following me over on the X at RiceTVX. And you can also check out my website at ricetvx.com. One thing I wanted to mention, which is unrelated to what we're going to be talking about today, is did you see this about yesterday? Coinbase resumes.
Do you hear my sound board now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. They weren't playing at first. Thank you, Twill. Yeah. Twill. Thanks, Twill.
Appreciate you, Twill.
Thanks, Twill. We good now. We Coochie now, baby. We Coochie now. We Coochie now. All right. So what you saying now?
Yeah. Did you see about Coinbase halting or having an outage issue?
Of course.
And this kind of goes along with what I wanted to talk about today because, like, this whole entire GameStop short squeeze that happened a couple years ago, I didn't really understand the depth and complexity of what is actually happening. And so Roaring Kitty came out with a tweet Sunday night, Monday morning, depending on how you want to look at it. And it was this.
Yeah,
this was the tweet. And I found out it was in relation to a February 2024 tweet from GameStop with different colors. So it would have obviously been in relation to GameStop. We also seen trading on GameStop and AMC stocks were halted 34 times, it said yesterday alone. But apparently that was 38 times. So that's getting a little insane. I've got a little bit of the timeline, but before we even possibly get into that, I want to talk about some of the stuff that we know and don't know, because I want to share some information from a guy on X that I discovered, and shit, it's revealing. So what do you know? Because you're a little bit more experienced of a trader, financial markets than I am. You started out with, if I understand it, Forex and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, not Forex was under the purview of my Series 3 dealings. So yeah, but it was more commodity, just futures and commodities. But that, like I said, Forex falls under that.
So what do you like with what transpired? And did you watch that Netflix movie Dumb Money that was about this whole thing?
No,
you got to watch the movie, because the movie is
people are saying it's going to be a dumb money part 2 after this shit.
If I don't know, man, this might be this is really kind of interesting what I've discovered. But we have a short squeeze situation going on.
Right.
Like, how much do you know? Because I didn't understand a lot of that. I started to get a better understanding, but the information that I learned yesterday just blew me away. So what do you know about how short squeezes and stuff like this works, or what's happening with Wall Street, these hedge funds shorting businesses that they feel are obsolete and on their way out, and just kind of helping them along their way, which isn't technically illegal?
Doctor, it is in Michigan.
Is it?
Dr. Kevorkian.
Good one.
Dr. Kevorkian. Yeah. So it's a very interesting take of what's going on here, bro. Because okay, with short squeezing, basically when you short rice, you're going to a brokerage house and saying, "Hey, let me borrow some shares, okay, and I'll pay you back later, hopefully at a lower price. So I'll make the difference. So if I borrow $10 worth of shares today, and it goes down 50%, well, I'm only paying you back the nominal, like the number of shares, not the price, right? So I'm paying you back that $50 or $10 worth of shares, whatever the number of shares that is. Let's just say it's $1 per share. So I'm paying you back 10 shares at $5, but that's $50. I keep the difference.
So that's a spread, right?
You basically make money on the spread of the difference in the price when you short. You're borrowing that company's share. Now, what happens is you have these coordinated attacks where people buy it up, and there aren't any shares to, you know what I mean? Like you can't get back. You can't pay them back. Can't pay them back. Blink twice if Ben is in the room, blood. So I'm gonna be like dry-eyed for the
dry-eyed for you can't,
bro. I'm
have to, like,
done.
Tape your eyes open.
Right.
Again, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please take an opportunity to do so. It's going to be greatly appreciated. And again, share this out because this is information and I really feel like others definitely need to know.
Can we do calls? Can we do call-ins? Is that possible?
What's possible is what we've done before.
We can share. We can share the if you want to. John Hill wants to know because he's got something to get off his chest.
Yeah, we can. Let me get, if we can.
Let's get through this. John Hill, we'll do it. We'll share the link.
The main stuff, the main stuff that I wanted to kind of get through, I'd like to jump through, and then kind of we can definitely open it up to other people. Let me go ahead and share the first clip.
So what's your question though? Shout out to Crypto Society or City.
What's my question?
Yeah, you were asking me like something about it.
Well, just understanding like what was going on, like how it works. Like you're talking about like borrowing shares, selling at a different price than what you're agreeing, and then you keep the difference, the spread. That's kind of giving a good explanation on this.
Yeah. And there's inherently unlimited risk with shorting. Think about it. The price can go to a price of a stock can go to infinity. Like theoretically or technically or whatever word is the proper one there. But so it's a lot of risk with shorting. Then you got Rice, you have people, and the hedge funds do this. See, they do more than just shorting their stock. They'll do like options. They'll do naked puts,
derivatives,
all types
baskets
of
shit.
The derivative, an option is a derivative. So they'll do naked puts and naked shorts and all. So it gets real weird.
Well, that's where I think that you can help kind of maybe even give me a better understanding for some of the stuff that I don't understand about what I learned. So this right here that I'm playing is coming from CNBC. It's former SEC chair Jay Clayton. It was something he had mentioned that I wanted to share because it will perfectly set up where we're about to go.
Morning, adding more than 170% just since yesterday morning. Another meme stock soaring along with GameStop is AMC. AMC is up 187% for the week to date. And of course, it's only Tuesday. Joining us right now with more on this is Jay Clayton. He is former SEC chair and a CNBC contributor. And Jay, we've been kicking this around this morning. I got a whole lot of different takes on this. First of all, the short sellers didn't learn their lesson last time around. Second of all, retail investors are back with a vengeance, but you can't really call this investing either. These are massive swings. As a former SEC chair, what do you think when you look at all of this?
Well, it bothers me. It bothers me on many levels. I think your last guest got it right. It's a lot closer to gambling than it is to trading, and it's certainly not investing. And is a tweet really investment advice? I think we've learned over the last 5, 6, 7 years that a tweet is really never investment advice.
That never even mentions the companies involved. I mean, that's what's so phenomenal to see massive moves like this really, it was just the implication that he may be sitting up and taking notice. That's the tweet we're talking about.
Yeah, and we can debate whether that's, let's put it this way, whether it's legal or illegal or it's manipulation or not. But I have a question for Keith Gill, which is, why not tell people why you did it? Why not come on the show and say?
He doesn't have to. I can't hear you, Rice.
Yeah, I realized I'm muted. He testified before Congress. They drew in people from Robinhood, Citadel, Keith Gill, and numerous people that were talking to Congress, and that's kind of what's also covered in the Dumb Money documentary. So let's get right into this bad boy. I'm gonna get it set up here. Get it.
So really quickly though,
go
let
ahead.
me share my screen and show you what real markets do, because that shit over there is still all Ponzi scheme, rigged election, Dominion voting pieces of bullshit.
What are we talking about?
With the halting, like they halted trades 38 times, as you stated.
Right.
See, that is to protect the Wall Street guys. They're not
Exactly.
protecting the little guys.
No, they're not.
Gentlemen.
No,
They
they're not.
don't give a flying F about
And
you.
that's why I wanted to share this shit that I'm going to share. Because
Now,
this is why-
ladies and gentlemen, is what, GameStop was up maybe, yesterday or the day before, 100?
it was up 120%, I think, at one time yesterday. And then now
Well, this is how
down
real
about
markets look, ladies and gentlemen. And as you see, GameStop on Solana.
Is that GameStop on Solana?
Yeah, it's GameStop on Solana, GME.
Okay. Is it matching the GME chart?
Yes.
Oh, so it's a
Of course.
synthetic. It's a synthetic stock.
Well, it's just someone created it, right?
Okay.
When the last boom, we'll take a look at a few months ago, but it ran 3,000% yesterday. That's what the GameStop on Wall Street should have done. You get what I'm saying? But they halt trade and manipulate the charts. So this is GameStop. It's been out for a while. It's actually been out for 3 months now. But yeah, man, it ran 4 months ago as well. So
But it completely mimics the actual real chart.
yeah, I mean,
That's
no,
cool. Okay.
it does better.
Okay,
because
so
it's a
it's-
free
okay.
market, right? There
Okay.
are no circuit breakers, or what they're called,
Right, I got
Circuit
you.
breakers on our side, so.
Well, I mean, there technically are. I mean, Coinbase has been pretty good about that, conveniently having outage issues. Very, very similar to halting trading. Just a different.
T. Will says they won't halt markets on the way down, but if the consumer is killing it, they halt on the way up. It's gambling. It is all gambling. He's right. It's all gambling.
But man, I'm telling you, like, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if it was Keith Gill that really figured this out. I did notice on the timeline thing that, and this was something that I really wasn't aware of, is back in June or mid 2019, Michael Burry's private investment firm, Scion Asset Management, purchased over 3% of GameStop's outstanding shares, believing the company to be undervalued by the market. That was before Roaring Kitty started his thing. Then in August 16, Michael Burry addresses GameStop's board of directors in a letter stating that his firm owns X amount of shares of GameStop, concerned about regarding capital management, and urges leadership to continue to basically complete large stock buybacks in order to decrease the company's value per share. And then it was like somewhere around July of 2020 that Keith Gill, Roaring Kitty, begins releasing YouTube videos. So a year later. So I don't know if there's any sort of relationship or if Keith Gill was paying attention to what Michael Burry was doing, but I found that to be pretty interesting and insightful. So what I'm going to do real quick is pull this up on full screen.
Okay.
Try to get the video as full as I can. Let me know when you want me to stop it. I'm just going to let it play, and you tell me, or I'll stop it at some point, but let me know. Yeah, let's see here.
Their teeth,
Oh,
like
it's
their
not
life.
what I wanted. Okay.
depends on it. That's
Can you
because
hear this?
Roaring Kitty just came
Yes.
back and GameStop broke the internet. And then this morning it broke the stock market. And it turns out that GameStop investors are everywhere. So I'm going to catch you up on everything they've been hiding from you for 3 years that we dug up. First and foremost, we learned that all mainstream media is just the propaganda arm of the big money trying to short this company. Just a small collection of articles regurgitating that you need to forget GameStop. Surprise! And today the lies have already started. They're trying to smear Keith Gill as though he drove the meme stock mania. We'll talk about this whole meme
Real
stock
quick.
word.
Let me make sure I'm shouting out this guy. It's Cancel Cloco, and I'll share his actual Twitter account. But it's CANCELCLOCO. Cancel Cloco, because he's got a clothing company called Cancel.
Okay, gotcha.
In a second, but first let's remember, no, he didn't drive anything. Short sellers drove the meme stock mania of 2021 by borrowing and short selling more than double the number of shares that even exist.
Yeah, you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By borrowing and short selling more than double the number of shares that even exist all at the same time. Most short squeezes happen between 10 and 20% short interest.
Your name?
Meaning
My name?
20% of
My
all
name,
the
Burbos.
shares that exist have been borrowed and short sold. Well, we're at
Shout out Kim
27% short interest on GameStop right now today, and that's after they've learned to hide all their giant short positions. This is just everyone that didn't get the memo that you're not supposed to report that shit correctly anymore. Allegedly, obviously. Because back in 2021, they had 226% short interest going into that squeeze. And then in the official SEC report, they showed that short sellers never really bought the stock. Red bars show short sellers buying. No, what they actually did is they committed crime in front of all of us, turned off the buy button, shuffled a bunch of things around, never bought back in because they couldn't have afforded to cover those positions. We're talking at least hundreds of billions of dollars worth of losses had that all played out according to actual market mechanics. And then they colluded behind the scenes about turning off payment for order flow brokers like Robinhood, allegedly. But now let's talk about this term meme stocks, right? You know, the word they invented to describe all these stocks that act really weird, obviously all because of you buying because of social media. You and your $20 totally moves markets. And then they use that term meme stock to sort of precondition your mind when they're reporting on it to think of them as some special type of stock. And then they lie.
What were you saying?
Meme cryptos, meme coins. They're kind of trying to bring, so what they're going to do, Rice, in my opinion, they're going to now attack meme coins, meme stocks, meme coins, prepping the you know, the lay people who aren't even in crypto. So when they hear meme coins, oh,
Prepping
that's
the
right.
prepping the sheeple. Prepping the sheeple. Let's
There
get
you
it
go.
correct.
Prepping the sheeple. There you go. So yeah, I mean, I'm with them. I like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, it gets better, and there's a second, another video too that gets even a little deeper.
Precondition your mind when they're reporting on it to think of them as some special type of stock. And then they lie to you by telling you things like have been in a persistent and largely uninterrupted decline. Yeah, persistent and largely uninterrupted, except for that day and that day and that day and that day. See, what this term meme stock refers to is a basket of highly manipulated stocks that are all tied together through very complex financial things behind the scenes that for a long time the GameStop community was only speculating about until out of nowhere one day, this firm called Archegos, run by Bill Hwang, just blew the fuck up. Basically imploded overnight on billions and billions of dollars worth of trades. And when we started to analyze why he blew up, it's because he was trading all kinds of meme stocks and other investments in swap baskets back and forth, using all these super complex derivatives to hide the value of his true positions. So the counterparties he was trading with didn't know how much risk he had open, and the SEC didn't know what the hell was going on. And you got to remember, markets take, like, these trades take a long time to move. Like, a lot of these things are 1 year contracts, multi-year contracts. And so, you know, the GameStop play was never going to be short. And when Bill Hwang blew up, it took a whole year before his counterparty, Credit Suisse, had to pay the bill. And they couldn't. So Credit Suisse blew up. They are no more. UBS was forced to take on Credit Suisse. I don't think they wanted to. Now UBS needs a bailout. This is from what? A whole year.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I mean, we're just like halfway through this. This shit gets fucking crazy, dude. Are you even aware of any of this?
No.
Okay. This is fucking
it's all
insane.
news to me.
Year before his counterparty, Credit Suisse, had to pay the bill. and they couldn't. So Credit Suisse blew up. They are no more. UBS was forced to take on Credit Suisse. I don't think they wanted to. Now UBS needs a bailout. This is from what? April of 2024? Yeah. Keep UBS in your prayers. They're going to need it. And they don't just hide these things with swaps. They also short ETFs and do all sorts of shady ETF stuff. Like ETFs are where you put a basket of stocks into a fund and then you can buy a piece of the fund. And somehow this one is the one that contains a lot of GameStop shares. It just happens to be at like 600% short interest back in 2021. Probably just a coincidence. All the while, for like the last 3 years, you can see how many retail investors are buying and selling any given stock on a platform like Fidelity because they publish those numbers. This is 1 day per bar. Green is the percent that are buying and red is the percent that are selling of regular people like you and me. This is just an average month over the last 3 years. July, it's like 80% buying every single day. But during this time, the stock price went down from what? $210 or so down to $160 or so. Because, you know, when everyone's buying, that's when stock prices go down. Except if meme stocks were being crazy because of our trades making the market fluctuate like crazy, then when we're all buying, wouldn't that make the price go up? I mean, it's almost like there are some actors out there in the markets that have massive amounts of capital and the ability to manipulate prices through various nefarious means that can make it so that the prices of these meme stocks don't actually do what retail buying pressure implies they would do. I mean, if 2021 actually was just what it was and all the shorts covered and closed and they were all gone and it went all back to normal, why has the stock acted like a meme stock ever since? I mean, this is just my opinion and this is just speculation based on like some evidence, but I mean, probably because the shorts never closed because they couldn't afford to. And when you have a highly shorted
The short squeeze, they never fucking closed the shorts, dude. We'll get into that.
stock manipulated by all kinds
No, and we'll get into that.
of crazy swaps and baskets and ETF, all this crazy shit, you get all kinds of bizarre volatility that makes no rational sense if you look at it through fundamental regular market mechanics. And that's why we have this term meme stock to make it so you don't think too hard about why are these stocks doing this. And now you've got people like Andrew Tate YOLOing millions of dollars, although to be fair, most of us never left because we didn't break Wall Street with all these fancy algorithms or intelligent whatever. Like, we broke Wall Street by realizing that all we need to do is buy and hold and ignore their media manipulation shillery bullshit. They have no answer to that because the shorts never closed and someday they have to. And the higher the price goes, the more they have to pay every day to keep those short sales open. Whoopsies. And to be clear, this is not me telling you to buy anything. This is not financial advice at all. This is just me educating you about the history of what's been happening in the stock market. I mean, I'm not selling my shares anyway. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to watch motherfuckers go to jail. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Ian, that's great, but it just kind of sounds like an out there conspiracy theory. Like, people aren't actually manipulating the markets like that. That would be illegal, right? Yes, you are correct. That would be illegal.
You really got to control the market. You can't let it lift. When you get a research in motion, it's really important to use a lot of your firepower to knock that down. Now, you can't foment. That's a violation of foment. Yeah, you can't foment. You can't create yourself an impression that a stock's down. But you do it anyway because the SEC doesn't understand it. So, I mean, that's the only sense that I would say this is illegal. But a hedge fund that's not up a lot really has to do a lot.
So now you understand why you're about to watch the media lie through their teeth like their life depends on it. That's because roaring.
So I got one more clip to play from in a minute, but this is Ian Carroll. Cancel Cloco, which is cancel this clothing company on all apps. Follow the money, seek the truth. This guy, if this is his research, this is impeccable fucking shit, man. Something else that I learned, and I do have an article shared in the video description, and it's from December 10th of 2023. GameStop's GME Q3 investors directly registered 25% of the company's outstanding shares. There's a website that's called drsgme.org. And it's basically set up to try to encourage people easily to register their shares. You want to learn more, you can watch this little video. It's free educational resource, the movement to revolutionize financial markets. With this information, anyone could take control of their independent investments in the stock exchange system. And I'm wondering how this would relate to the great taking. I had to do a little bit more research. Talks about what is DRS, direct registration system, where you register your shares in your name. And they're talking specifically about the GME ticker symbol because it has the most directly registered shares versus any U.S. stock in history because its global investor base learned how to move their shares to the DRS. Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay. About directly registering your shares because there was a reason for that. So,
I can't believe
you
the
hear that?
GameStop thing is still going on.
So this is in regards to somebody posting this tweet and him responding to it and then taking some time to explain this shit a little bit more in depth. More information, different information, some of the same. This is fucking crazy.
So this homie said, I can't believe this GameStop thing is still going on. Can someone explain it to me? I love Ian and everything he stands for, but I literally have no idea what this is about or how one stock could have any real effect on impacting ultra wealthy people. I'm down to help. I just need to understand what's going on. I got you.
So real quick, if you guys have not taken an opportunity to smash that like button, smash them like booties, we greatly appreciate it if you take an opportunity to do so. If you're watching on the X side, please like and repost. That would be greatly appreciated. And I got to say, Ken Bozak, shout out for the super chat. And we'll come back to the chat here in just a minute. I want to continue the video.
Matt, I'm going to try to put it all into one video right now. I've made lots of videos about pieces of this, but I'm going to try to actually explain the real thesis of what's going on and why GameStop very well could affect the entire market, bring down corrupt financial institutions on a big scale. I got to put my hair up for this one.
Okay, so
don't get.
You were laughing. People couldn't see you because we were off camera because I was taking me a cannabis break.
So
what was that laugh about?
Twill's comment, nothing to do with the video. Oh my god, man,
that's hilarious.
Best meme community in the game. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Financial institutions on a big scale.
It really can take. He's going to explain how this could really fucking this corruption, this illegal activity is going to be exposed. It's going to be fucking exposed, and there's no fucking way they can hide.
All right, let's hear this.
Okay. Don't get scared of charts. We're going to keep it really simple. When you buy stocks normally, you're buying at a lower price and you're hoping it goes up so you can sell it and make some money, right? Well, there's no rule in the stock market that says you're not allowed to borrow something from someone, right? So you're allowed to borrow shares from your homie. And if you borrow something, you're allowed to do what you want with it, right? I can borrow some shares and then sell them on the market right now. I just have to return them later to make sure that homie gets his shares back, right? So you're allowed to do this thing called short selling, where you borrow some shares from whoever right now, and you sell them at the market right now, hoping actually the price will go down. And then later you'll buy some and return them to your homie. And you actually make money because you return them for less money than you actually made when you sold them in the first place. So short selling is this thing where you can bet the market will go down. And it's like taking out a loan. And when the market goes down, then you close out the loan and you make some money. You have to pay a little interest to keep that loan open, but you can make a lot of money doing that, especially if you see a company that's obviously going to die because it's a failing business model and you want to make some money while it dies. But you want to be really careful because if you have all these loans open and you're paying interest to keep your loans open, you're hoping the price goes down, but then it starts to go up a lot, you could lose a lot of money because you'd have to buy them all back at a higher price to pay back your loan, and you had to pay interest to keep your loan open. And prices can go up infinitely, theoretically. So short selling is pretty dangerous, and everyone knows that.
Just said
back
that,
in the
right?
90s, all these rich people at Bain.
Man, I'm fucking muted. What did you say?
I just said that it can go up infinitely. You remember when I said that earlier?
Yeah, but he
About
kind of
shorting?
he explains the inverse to it too, though. Too.
Capital like Mitt Romney, they realize that they can actually take companies down from the inside and basically loot a company from the inside, take all its money, give it to them and their buddies, the shareholders, and then bankrupt it and leave. And there's not really any consequences. You just buy into the company, buy a bunch of shares, get yourself on the board, take it over, start hiring people that'll do what you want, mismanage it, do a bunch of buybacks so the money gets paid back out to you and the shareholder buddies. And you can really just mismanage the company into the ground and basically loot it for all it's worth. And when it goes bankrupt, it's like, oh, well, whoopsies, it was destined to fail. We'll just move on to the next company, whatever, my mistake. And they made billions of dollars doing this to Toys R Us. And everyone else was looking around like, damn, that was a pretty solid strategy, Bain Capital. Maybe we could do that to some other companies. And this was just after the dot-com bubble happened. And so there's this whole internet thing. Amazon was on the rise. And everyone kind of realized, like, you know, there's all these retail stores out there that are probably in big trouble, like Blockbuster and Sears and GameStop, you know, companies that are bound to fail. So why don't we make them fail faster and profit off of that? Plus, it turns out that these dudes that work at places like Bain Capital that can take these places down from the inside out, turns out they have a lot of friends in the market that like to short sell. And the thing about supply and demand is when I'm borrowing like thousands and thousands and thousands of shares and selling them into the market right now, all that selling actually makes the price of the stock go down, because like when everyone's selling something, it gets valued less. But when everyone wants to buy something, the value goes up, right? So short selling actually makes a stock's price go down. And these guys realize that, like, you know, you like to make money when stocks go down, and I like to make money when companies get destroyed. And when we do those both at the same time, everybody wins, except the company, of course. And then it turned out they were like, hey, we both know a lot of people in the mainstream media that like to report on failing companies. You know, the kinds of reports that make investors scared and make them want to sell a stock. And they realized they kind of had the dream team for bankrupting companies, and they could all make money on the way down and no one would ever stop them because it's kind of legal. And it actually started to work so well that they started to get really greedy, and they started to naked short sell, which means like no one's checking if we're even borrowing these shares that we're borrowing in order to short sell. So why even borrow them? We can just short sell shares and say we borrowed them, and the company's going to go bankrupt anyways. And when it does go bankrupt, we don't even need to pay that loan back because there's no shares to give back. They're gone. And fun fact, it's all tax-free money too, because there's.
Yeah, what do you think about that shit so far?
Yeah, man. It's
Did you know like a lot of this stuff?
Yeah, I did. I knew a decent amount of this, but
I mean, I didn't realize that they were like straight up fucking just like committing like fraud without even actually putting up.
Bro, Wall Street is
anything.
It's all fraud. It's a casino illusion.
I mean, I know that, but I just didn't realize
House of Mirrors or Wall of Mirrors. It's all fake, man. We don't even have, you know, there are so many shares outstanding that it's more than they actually have. And then you add the shorting in there, and that's probably how they get more shares than they actually. Man, it's just crazy.
I know. So there's still some more.
There's no company the shares are gone. Free money. So some of them got really greedy and started selling without even borrowing the shares in the first place. But we'll come back to that in just a second. Because the other thing that's important to realize about the stock market is it's like this big casino game now. So it's not like the big boys aren't just playing with like a share of a company. They're playing with these things that are called derivatives, which is like leveraging your assets to take out loans.
Exactly
to like
what you just said.
Plays, big gambles. So they use all these special kinds of contracts where like they put up collateral in order for their bank or whoever to let them trade on a whole bunch of extra money they don't really have, but they've got collateral. So if it starts to go sideways, the bank can just take their collateral and it's all safe. But like this way, I can trade with 100 times the money of what I actually have. It's called leverage. And all these different tricks, they're called derivatives. And they let these big players gamble with huge positions in the market. So this now, when the stock moves by $1, they're leveraged 100x. And so if the stock goes up by $1, they can make like 100x $1. Or if the stock goes down, vice versa. And this derivatives market has gotten really big, like hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of these weird bets just all over the market. These are the top banks. It's like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, their names are over there. And this is in millions of dollars. So we're talking $49 million. That is $49 trillion worth of these derivative bets open with just JP Morgan, the biggest bank. But the thing about these derivatives is they all have collateral backing them up, right? And the thing they use for collateral, they're not like you and me. It's not like they're putting up their car for collateral. They're putting up their other assets. So over here, they're going to be trading these assets on that collateral. And over here, they're trading the collateral on these assets. And so the whole market is now tied together by all these big financial institutions trading trillions of dollars worth of stocks that they don't actually have.
Yeah, you said it, rehypothecation.
Mm-hmm.
It's where like a single stock could be owned by numerous people.
And then leveraged. All of
and
it.
then leveraged.
And then each of them individually
you don't
leveraging.
Legally own it. It's owned by the DTCC.
And there you go.
Alone, nothing to be happy. That's where I wondered if the direct registering of shares would have any effect, if what was said with the great taking. But I need to dig into that stuff more, and we still need the two of us.
Well,
to do
the irony of it all, Rice, would be if this guy, what is his name? Roaring Kitty. If this one guy could single-handedly,
this is not him.
I know. Yeah, I know. But if he could single-handedly collapse the system, wouldn't that be just hilarious? If one tweet collapses the whole system, that would be funny, man.
Well, dude, that's how intertwined this shit is.
Right, one tweet that doesn't even mention a stock.
That's why. I mean, how could somebody even get him for any sort of like?
They can't.
Right.
They can't.
They couldn't.
No way.
Couldn't before, and they can't now.
Nope.
No, it's just it was just like a kind of a game on reference. People understand that it's a communication tool, but they can't understand the communication. It's still technically kind of encrypted to them, I guess. Let me finish this up. There's like less than 3 minutes.
On leverage that's based on collateral that they're trading for trillions of dollars worth of stock over there. You see what I mean? So like if they fuck this one up, then that one gets fined. There's all these dudes doing this like kind of criminal shorting businesses out of existence scheme in the market, kind of in secret. And they've been targeting GameStop for years now. Ever since 2014, the stock was on this endless ramp down. They were short selling it while they had infiltrated it and were mismanaging the company from the inside out. Amazon was licking its lips, ready to take over the video game online industry. And the people doing all this short selling also have all these other crazy bets open all over the market. And if any of them go wrong, a whole lot of things go wrong.
Here's one counter to that.
Okay.
He's acting like they caused the move down. No, buddy. Ain't nobody going to stores buying games anymore. Like it's all digitally downloaded. So it was written on the wall. It's just that Wall Street saw that and wanted to capitalize on something that was already going to happen, maybe naturally slower than they accelerated it.
Front running it, collapse sooner than it would.
But it's the same thing like saying, short sellers cause blockbusters to go out of business. No. Come on, man. That model was dying.
Yeah, no, it definitely was dying, and they weren't doing anything to change it. Now I guess they have a new CEO, and I think they're doing a lot with the digital sales. So like this actually, what took place in 21 actually gave the company capital enough to be able to keep the company actually going. And that's kind of what Roaring Kitty was saying is regardless of if this model is obsolete, they still have a lot of future in them if they change their direction. And I feel like the stock is undervalued. That's what all he was saying. It was an undervalued stock. You know, he saw what was going on with the short selling. And I get he worked for Mass Mutual and he was fired. I don't know what his position was because of this shit, because of what he was doing on YouTube, because of what was happening to Citadel, what was happening to Robinhood, how this shit got all the way to fucking Congress. I mean, it was So,
Amazing.
I mean, it's and dude, actually, the crazy thing is, and I'm not sure if he says it or if it was somewhere else that I seen it, but the SEC looked into shit a month after like the congressional hearing, and they never charged anybody with anything. Nobody got charged with anything for the fucking with what was going on with. And if when you go back and have a chance to watch Dumb Money, it does explain the situation that happened.
Weekend. Yeah, everyone was referencing that movie. I never saw it.
All these other crazy bets open all over the market, and if any of them go wrong, a whole lot of things go wrong. And then out of nowhere, this random dude that would like live stream to 4 people about his investment thesis noticed that GameStop had a lot of short sellers, and it wasn't necessarily a bad company. In fact, it had a future if it turned around. And then this really savvy businessman came and took over the company.
Do what?
I mean, come on now. Like, it had a future if, I mean, Crypto Blood be white if he was white. I mean,
you are white. What are you talking about?
What do you, like, you know, everyone's got their angle. What he's speaking about mostly is true, and what he's exposing
I think he is kind of sensationalizing on some of the information, but it's still
that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make it engaging.
Yeah,
otherwise, I don't think anybody.
I'm agreeing with most of this, right? This is crazy. This is mind blowing.
So it's like about a minute 40 left.
Go ahead, yeah.
But he started turning it around, and he kicked out all the bad people that had been trying to mismanage it to death. And suddenly, all the people that had just spent years and years short selling millions and millions of shares, and all those loans were still open because they were expecting it to go to zero and they wouldn't have to pay them back. Suddenly the price is going up and they're all in trouble. Because the thing is, when the price goes up and one of the other people that's short selling the company gets scared and closes out their trades, they have to buy all those shares back to get out of that, right? Because they borrowed and sold, so now I have to buy and give them back. But all that buying makes the price go up even higher. And there were a lot of people short selling this thing. And in fact, they had short sold it so much that they couldn't afford to buy it all back once the price started going up that
because
high.
there were more.
I mean, it was down
there
to
were
like
more shares than existed.
Yeah,
they'll never win.
Right?
You can't. Yeah.
So, okay,
50 cents, and they were opening short sales at 50 cents. Today we're at what, $60 times millions and millions and millions of shares that you have to buy back. Each one will make the price go up. And the whole stock market is tied together by all these crazy financial derivatives, and everyone's balance sheets are actually kind of sketchy in the first place. Yeah, and we all realize that all we have to do is buy the shares and just hold on to them because these guys need to buy them from us in order to close their trades out. Whoopsies. And you know, the more we thought about it, the more we realized, no, I don't really want to sell. Fuck you. So then they tried to trick us into thinking that they had already closed their positions and it was all over. And we were like, I'm pretty sure you're lying, dude. So we just held on for years. And it turns out we were right. Shorts never closed. And now we've all got the shares that they need in order to close. And you know, I still don't want to sell. Fuck you.
That is fucking.
Love it.
I mean, that's when I just that plan was so genius. Whoever came up with this plan of just this one stock, you buy it and hold it, and you do it enough to where they cannot buy back enough stocks to close they're going to go out of business, and they can't bail out fucking everybody. If they do, I'm pretty sure the American public is not going to be fucking cool with this one.
Really?
No,
you think the American sheeple?
I'd like to think it will wake up some sheeple.
Nah, man, we've had enough events to wake up people. I'm not optimistic about it, man.
Do we want to open up and let people join us? Because I know we got about 25, 30 minutes roughly before you got to bounce.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead and drop the link in the chat. And what I'll tell people is make sure you guys have your YouTube, your X, whatever you're watching this on, have that turned down. Please use some earbuds, headphone set, and a microphone, so that way we don't have any feedback issues. You do not have to show yourself on camera if you do not want. Who was it? John Hill?
John Hill.
Okay, so John Hill, man, you're more than welcome to join us. Anybody else is more than welcome to join us. Just don't come up here and kill all of our time because, like I said, we've got about roughly a little less than 30 minutes remaining in the stream. So yeah, that's where I was talking to you about the registering of these stocks, man. And now how they're encouraging people to do it, and it's showing about 25% of the stocks have been registered. So if you put the math together, that's 75% remaining stocks. There's absolutely zero way that these guys are even going to be able to close their shorts, which is draining the hedge fund money.
They needed 0 people to register their stocks, and they were still there was no way to, because remember, they borrowed more than existed already anyway.
Yeah, but even
1% registered it.
Oh yeah, even if it was just like 5 stocks remaining left, maybe even 1. Maybe just that one person holding out. And he's like, I'm not gonna sell it.
Yep.
Every GME share I can register is one less they can buy. They can buy buyback. Yeah. So yeah, it's
so what I learned from this, one thing, it was a few things. What I learned is that Credit Suisse was all wrapped up into this. That was very interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah, but
probably why they went down, or partially.
They got was it Credit Suisse? They were the counterparty. UBS. They were the counterparty, and UBS got Credit Suisse's shit, I think, if I understood it correctly. So it all started because
Credit
of
Suisse
that.
Got bought out or absorbed, right?
Absorbed, acquired. Yeah, I believe UBS. I think, and that's where UBS has the debt now. So it's like a game of hot potato. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about the derivatives market, but this is insane. The rehypothecation, the leverage.
Yeah, Todd, I know you don't want to read that, but you can at least put it on the screen.
What is that?
This shit is all rigged, bro. That's why I have no hope for the current society. It's all rigged. There's no way we can win unless we do a total collapse. Todd Stadler. Yep. So
you got Default in the house.
Shout out to Default. No, Default. Yeah, Default. Yeah. That's John Hill. There you go. Round of applause.
Oh, John Hill is Default?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
You know now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on, my friend? I know you always like to come with a contrarian view here. So
always.
What are your thoughts about?
Now I'm starting to think he does it on purpose. So
no,
carry on, Default. Carry on.
It's definitely not on purpose, but I'm definitely coming with a contrarian view on this one as well, because this is some. I mean, I understand the premise, and like Rice was saying, it's very clever. When the way they're presenting it is a very clever ruse, but it's a fucking ruse, because this doesn't change anything. This only benefits the people that are playing the play. And that is my problem with this whole Wall Street Bets, Roaring Kitty, whoever else is involved in this scheme. They're just the hedge fund, a smaller hedge fund, and they're using this narrative to benefit for themselves. And then they're going to go away for a few years, like they already did before. And that will be the end. And they'll come back a couple years later with the same narrative. We already seen this. We already saw the end result of this. There's nothing that's going to change from this strategy. They did it already in 2021. The Roaring Kitty was supposedly made $30 million off of the bet back then.
I don't know how much he cashed out. I mean, it said his $53,000 investment on Wikipedia at like the end of 21 was 50 million.
Okay.
So he did what's that? 1000x? We do that all the time in crypto.
53,000 to 50 million. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 1000x.
Yeah.
Which you don't generally see in the stock market.
Okay, but
how is that? We see it in crypto, baby.
Cool.
What were you saying, Default?
You see it in crypto. You see he made the 1000x return. That only benefits the individual. Like they're crusading this as like, oh, we're beating the system, we're fighting the system. It's bullshit. It is fucking bullshit. I don't care that this hedge fund is shorting a failed company. AMC is done. Like you look at their books, I don't care about the shorting side. Yeah, you can make money off of this playing a short squeeze. But when you look at the books, you look at the company, it's a failed model. GME.
This is what I was saying. They're both failed models, It's like that's the sensationalism part of that guy's video. It's like, come on, man.
You're not
It's like
doing it.
saying blockbusters would have never failed if the short. No, it's a
You can
failed
say that
model. It's an outdated model.
You can say that with any company. If people throw money onto something that's going to fail, and people just keep throwing money onto it, then it's not going to fail because people keep throwing money at it. So you're just propping up a dead company. It's ingenious that you're using this narrative to run this play. You make a tweet, everybody gets all frantic and, oh, we got to buy GM, we got to buy AMC. But if you look at it today, if you'd have bought, near the highs, or if you came in the game late, you're down 30, 40%. Like it's dumb. It is a dumb thing that's going to fade away within a few months. It's not going to crack any system. The Congress or everything.
Real quick. I want to. You had.
Take a break there, default. Take a break. Hold on.
Reported at the end of 2023, from Q3, 25% of the shares have been directly registered by people. So, and there are people that bought back in 21 and are continuing to hold. And like this guy was saying, and I'm kind of getting this from other people, I just didn't understand the complexity of it. I don't know if other people really truly understood the complexity of it, but I'm assuming they did, or they wouldn't be encouraging people to directly register their shares, because taking the shares out of the system takes away the ability for these hedge funds to close.
See, this is where I have to agree with default. Okay, nothing's going to change. If for whatever reason they continue to pump GameStop and it basically make the whole system crash, they're gonna change the rules, move the goalposts. They may even do it.
Rules.
Hey, they may even do a damn like Ethereum and do a hard fork and reverse the chain. Take all the shares back from everyone. Don't have them. You don't have them anyway. So they can say, no, guys, sorry, for national security reasons, we're gonna have to take all your, confiscate all your.
I mean, dude,
shares.
I got
that's
a
what's
video.
gonna happen.
I got a video.
This is not going to crash.
Yeah,
this is not going to crash the markets, and that's where I have to agree with default. It's not going to break the system and make it reset. It's not, Rice. It's just not. It's
a myth dream. It's like you got to be out of your mind to think this little gimmick is going to change anything. No, it benefits a few hands. I'm not saying
it's going to change things, but if enough people finally really actually understand what is going on, they can really fuck this game up.
Everything he has explained.
If we all just bought one share and registered it.
No, it's not.
That doesn't cost anybody anything.
Right. We would have woken up. But Rice, we would have woken up on the great financial crisis, and seen how the mortgage game went and how they lied about the tranches and the ratings, and it should have been over then. It was a bold-faced lie. It was a bold-faced rigged system that the mortgage game was, and nothing happened. No one went to jail. Nothing.
No, and nobody, and even with this stuff that happened in 21, nobody went to jail. SEC didn't charge anybody. But at some point, I would like to think that this shit is going to have to stop. I mean, I want to have faith, that kind of faith.
I don't know why. I don't understand that personally.
That's just how I feel, man.
Faith. I don't have that. I don't have those feelings.
I don't either.
I look at it for what it is, and the reality is, this is a very sophisticated gimmick that Warren Kitty and whoever's behind Warren Kitty, there's teams behind this, they're going to benefit greatly from this. If you are a person that is jumping onto this narrative, you're the sucker. That's it. You're gonna put your money in, and odds are, if you can't read a chart, you're going to lose your money. And that's just what it is. And it's going to move on to some other narrative in 3 months. And Warren Kitty's not going to tweet for the next 3 to 5 years. And then he's going to tweet again, and he's going to run this whole play again. This is a play. This is no different than, this is more socialized. It's making it more known to the mass public. But it's the same game that Wall Street plays. And they're trying to trump it up as like, oh, we're being noble. We're going to break the system. Get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit, man. This is the fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, person, but this is bullshit.
No, you're fine, dude. I don't think it matters what you say on our channel. We're not family friendly, and YouTube definitely doesn't suggest our stuff to people.
Matter.
Like the dude, like, to me, He's corny. The memes are corny. You might as well start buying meme coins in crypto. Just as you put up the GMs.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is what I said earlier, Default. I said, are they priming the public for that very what you just said? Are they priming them to really look at meme coins as the big bad wolf? They're meme stocks? They're not meme stocks.
No, they're just calling. They're just calling in that. They're just calling in that.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're doing that
for the conditioning
set
factor,
up for next year.
Nothing serious.
They're doing that, in my opinion, Rice. They're setting us up for some type of smackdown regulation or something on meme coins.
We all know that play is coming. We all know it, and we all know that the majority of people don't understand what the hell is going on, and they're just going to fall in line, and they're going to be like, "Oh, well, they're saying this, and this person's saying this, and they got a degree, so they know what they're talking about." It's the mass public is just going to keep being suckers for whatever the perceived authority tells them. I have no hope that the whole wake up event. There's a million things that I could look at. There's so many things that go on that daily that you could be like, yo, why
we didn't wake up?
And
bro, they stole the fucking election, bro. They stole the election. That can't be any more non-American,
and we had this,
non-constitutional.
This
is nothing else, and we did absolutely nothing.
A fake pandemic, they also destroy economies, put us in the worst situation that we're in with the inflation. Yeah, I mean, I get it, man. I do get it, but I still want to have faith that these fucking people will eventually wake up, man. I mean, that's why if there's going to be a civil war, it's going to be between those that are awake, those that are not.
I said this back in what was September when y'all had the whole Alex Jones thing. There ain't gonna be no damn civil war. There ain't no civil war.
Yeah,
there ain't gonna
be. I forgot about the Alex Jones September 30th. What is it? What's the
COVID
airport?
Back.
No, airport people.
We're shutting down the TSA.
TSA was gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we even did a follow up on that because I traveled and didn't experience, and you traveled, Blood, and we didn't experience any of that.
Nope.
Nobody saying nothing to Alex Jones. Nothing.
I had gotten something for.
Shout out to
Default.
Alex Jones.
I got something for Default, man.
Okay. Wait, before you do that, I have to say, Default, I have to thank you for bringing one of the most dedicated subscribers, viewers, or whatever to my channel. Okay, because you went in on Barabbas on an was it uncensored episode we did. Stan, you went off on this dude twice, and shout out to Off Near Crypto. He loved it so much he became a fan of the channel. So thank you, Default.
No problem, man.
Who is Off Near? What's the deal with Off Near? How does this work?
He heard Default going in on Barabbas,
right?
About all the and
he really enjoyed it
and stuff, whatever, and he loved it. He's like, oh yeah, I like this. I like Crypto Blood. I like the guests he has on. So yeah, I'm just saying that.
Barabbas. I need to give him a call.
I'm just, like I said, I just keep it real. I just call it what it is. This whole the GameStop, the AMC, it's a sucker play. They're looking for suckers to buy, that they'll keep pumping their play. They're going to keep running this play until it stops working. And it just is what it is. I mean, if you trying to make some money, I guess if you're out there in the audience, whatever, and you're trying to play the whole meme, whatever, buy whatever meme token that they're pumping on. You have a better shot buying the meme token they pump in crypto, and you don't have to worry about
buy some coochie, baby. Buy some coochie.
Do you wear that in public?
Yeah, man.
How does that work?
I get some strange.
Are you picking up the little ones from school with that?
I get some strange
going to the PTA
and I didn't even think about it until I started wearing it in public, and I'm like white women looking at me like,
What's wrong
like I'm
with
a Tate, like I'm a Tate brother or something. You know what I mean? Like, you never heard the word coochie? Come on, you got a coochie. Stop looking at me strange, lady.
You are. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but you guys might have seen this, and I thought it was genius. And this is for default.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive. They're selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face
Oh my
scum.
God.
Isn't that beautiful?
From under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head.
Can we play the whole thing?
Keep it rolling, bro.
Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My
It's that
spirit
Ben
gets
Armstrong.
close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice and itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
There you go, default.
That's crazy.
Yeah, somebody did an excellent job with that. I've been sitting on that for a couple months, just haven't had a
That's
reason
dope.
to use it.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
I figured I would.
I'm
break
still
it out
trying
and
to
I'll
figure out
review.
Alex Jones. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Well,
Like,
I mean, he
I
was
feel that-
he
I
was in
pick up
DC
the
on January
sincerity,
6th,
bro.
and he was kind of controlled opposition there, and there's a lot of evidence of that, you know. So, everything seems like the entire world is just like a game and a stage, and everybody's playing make believe and acting in different roles. It's just insane.
It is. It's not going to stop. Like, because what game, do you believe in? And that's
You got. If you really want to go down a crazy rabbit hole, go down the Bill Hicks is Alex Jones rabbit hole. Bill Hicks is a comedian, and he was really kind of a crazy comedian. He's from Texas. They have the same manager. As Bill Hicks died soon after Alex Jones was around. There's a lot of connections. They look a lot alike. You got to go down the rabbit hole. It's a really interesting rabbit hole.
wow.
I'm not saying it's true, but it would if he was to be controlled opposition, it would make sense. You got this comedian who's playing a role, and then you got to go back and listen to the Bill Hicks comedy stuff, because the band Tool actually took Bill Hicks, the comedian, on tour with them, which is kind of an unusual thing that a band would bring a comedian to open up for their show. But that was the vibe that he put off.
What we looking like, Rice? How many people we got on deck today?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do I? You said
Right in the upper left-hand corner. I'm sorry. You'll see you don't see it on your screen.
I got each location, but what do I got to click on each one?
Hover over it. Just hover over it. No. Top left.
Top right.
Left.
There's nothing in my top left.
You don't see like a counter? It doesn't tell you. You can't hover over.
It says 220. Oh, okay, now I see what you're talking about. Okay, so there's 221 people watching. Thank you for that. Thank you for that explanation. There's 50 over on your YouTube channel, 97 on your X, 44 on my X, and 31 on my YouTube. And it's not giving Rumble's numbers.
All. Yeah, it won't give Rumble. All right, that's cool.
Yeah. So again, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, we greatly appreciate if you take an opportunity to do so.
Yes, definitely.
Default, we got about
thanks, Default.
maybe 8 minutes. You got anything you want to add real quick before we wrap up?
Just get the pound ready for Mr. Roaring Kitty. Like, get him the fuck up out of here. Other than that, I'm out, man. Y'all have a good day.
Well, we don't even really technically really know who this guy is, and like you said, I mean, we don't know the team behind him. I mean, he could be working with Michael Burry in some capacity. He could be a plant. You know, this could all be a setup just for what, in a sense, what you were saying too, and to stop retail from being able to take down these hedge funds, this massive amounts of money that's all leveraged and all this shit. Hey, if you haven't seen it, it just came out. I think the interview actually took place about a month ago, but Tucker Carlson had on my friend Justin Trudeau's half brother, Kyle Kemper.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and it's crazy because a couple people had tagged me on some tweets in regards to it, but like I think Bozak's had him on, I've had him on. That didn't do shit. It takes someone like Tucker Carlson interviewing him for people to be aware of what it is, and it's like people were like, Rice had him on 3 years ago. You know, it's like it takes someone like Tucker Carlson, and it wasn't even. It was something that he was sitting on for a month.
You know how crazy you got to be banned is because typically you have a Tucker Carlson premiere like that, right? He hasn't been on many other shows. It would have triggered them to watch your interviews. It should have. You should have gotten an influx of tens of thousands of views off your interviews.
No, I agree. I don't think that they're allowing what's being seen to be seen. So like what's being done is what you don't see what's happening. It's just like what he was talking about with the stock markets, you know, like with what is happening on the retail side, it should have a lot more of an effect on the markets than it is, but they're able to manipulate it. It's just, I mean, that's why it gets to be frustrating. And now, dude, last week, dude, I mean, I've been trying to stream regularly and doing more regularly, but last week, my internet was completely fucked. Completely. Like apparently they're saying I had when the installation took place, the guy put in a splitter which didn't need to be done, and that was causing some sort of a feedback into the lines, and I'm still having issues. I've had 4 technicians come out, and I have to call again after this live stream because I've had issues with my stream. With my quality of my internet dropping down to 1 bar while I'm hardwired in with a Cat 6 Ethernet cable. It's crazy. So I've had so much shit I've been dealing with. I did
actually notice earlier. I saw your quality drop. I did.
Yeah,
I saw
that. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was, man. It really sucks. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Scammers wear Gucci. The real ones wear Gucci. At the end of the day, we did a whole live stream for an hour and 13 minutes to come to that conclusion, ladies and gents. No, but seriously, come join me at 3 o'clock on the Gucci Twitter, well, X.
I was kind of surprised about the Wendy thing. Was it just because you wanted a woman involved?
You know, hey, man, come on, man. You can't have the first. My first got to be a woman. No, did he? The second and after, all of them got to be women. Yeah, I picked the coochie for the first coochie.
Okay. Word. I was just curious. What's the website?
Come join me. Coochie.wtf, ladies and gents. Go check it out.
.wtf?
News coming up very soon.
They sell it .wtf?
Yeah, I know. I saw
really?
That. I was like, gotta get it.
When they start that?
Coochie. What the fuck?
Ooh, yeah, that's crazy. I like the candle. Can you send me one of those?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right, man. So I got to get out of here, ladies and gents. Definitely go follow Rice, please. And go follow me if you're watching Rice.
Yeah, if you guys are watching on my side.
You know what I'm saying?
Check out Crypto Blood's website if you're watching on my side at cryptoblood.io. If you're not following him over on X, Twitter, it is CryptoBlood_. Links are down below in the video description. If you're watching over on the Blood side, check out ricetvx.com. Sign up for my mailing list. You can watch both of my channels directly there, and follow me on the X side at ricetvx. Any final thoughts, my friend?
That's it, man. Great stream as always. Got to do more of these together.
Yeah, no, it's been, I've missed you.
Yeah. So
I know you got to get situated back from your travels and all that, but we'll definitely have to get some stuff coordinated for some more streams. So,
yep, sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, my friend. Well,
all
thank
right,
you again. I'll close out here, man. Have fun in your space.
All right, peace.
All right, bro. Late. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you have not taken an opportunity to smash that like button, I would greatly appreciate it if you would definitely do so. Smash that like, and if you're watching over on the X side, please repost this live stream, whether you're watching on Crypto Blood or my account. Be greatly appreciated. As always, I encourage you to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be the glitch that you want to see in this matrix. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Make sure you know yourself. You truly need to know yourself, people. And I'll get more into that. But with that being said, before we wrap things up, I'm going to close out with that AI-generated hip-hop song that Seth from Mind Your Biz created for Rice TVX. It is called Rice TVX in the Digital Streets. And we'll close out the live stream with this. Much love. I'll be streaming again probably Friday. I might stream tomorrow, but definitely Friday, so stay tuned. Check out yesterday's stream if you missed
Rice
it.
TVX, the Mike's Live Wire, American Pitbull, real gold buyer, sound money advocate, Rice defender. In the crypto arena, he's the top contender. From the gritty streets of the digital age, Rice lays wisdom, chapter and page. Silver, gold, he sports only the bold. Land, life, and liberty, these values hold.
What I was found, see mainly the stands, evergreen at the sun.
Constitution, deep dive, knowledge revival. Navigate the system, critical for survival. Rice engraved like inscriptions on metal. Pitbull in the game, lead foot on the pedal. Land acquirer, a strategic mind. In the fight for freedom, he's frontline. Educate on rights, the law he'll explain. Chris Rice, the Pitbull, breaking the chain.
Smash that like. Smack them booties.
In the arena where truths collide, Rice TVX, the certified guide. Silver and gold, land and rights. American Pitbull in the freedom fights. In a world of chaos, he's the calm in the storm. Teaching the masses, ready to inform. Keys to crypto, rights we cherish. His wisdom like paths that others perish. Guardian of wealth, from digital to ancient. His legacy crafted, fearless and patient.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving myself and Crypto Blood your time, which is your most valuable, my most valuable asset, time.